Hi YouTube, and thanks to my subscribers for coming back, and thanks for sharing and commenting and helping me learn. I thought this would be a fun video for me to share some of myself with you. It's dinner time, right? Does this not look like what we've been talking about for a while now? The pillars, duality, the split. See how it's all the same thing? And this one's hilarious, man, and I didn't type that in. All I typed in was knife, fork, spoon, and plate. And it showed up on its own because this stuff is in front of us no matter where we look all day long. And it's up to us to learn, to acknowledge, to use, and to apply it. Or it's up to us to run away from it. And I've always hated eating. I eat, so I'm not on here. Don't get it twisted. I'm not on here telling everyone not to eat or anything like that. I'm just sharing a little bit of myself with you. Okay, I've always hated eating. And growing up, I used to have to always go and talk to the doctors in the hospitals because I had trouble maintaining weight and keeping weight on because I hated eating. And long before I even knew what I was saying, I would tell the doctors. I would say, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the ritual. And that's what it is. I mean, it's sacrifice. You sit at an altar, not at a table, it's an altar, because something had to be sacrificed for you to survive. Whether it's a chicken in a chicken coop, a cow in a field, or a vegetable from a garden, it was all ripped out of its natural environment and put on a plate so you could live. And you sit around the table like in a circle like witches doing magic, and then you're told that you have to eat, you're expected, or the right way is to eat 3 Saturn on the Kabbalistic tree of life, square Saturn cube meals a day. And so whenever I started learning this stuff, it all made sense to me. It just resonates and rings true that before the fall, we didn't eat with our mouths. We didn't do this stuff. We survived off light like the plants do and nature does. And the sun out there now, that light out there is for nature, not for us, because the one that was for us, metaphorical or not, I think it was a real event, but regardless, was shot out of the sky, was blown up, fell, whatever, and is now inside of us. And that's what the fireworks represent. That's what the ball dropping on New Year's Eve represents. It just makes sense to me. And so, what do you have at dinner time? Your fork, your spoon, and your knife. Death, Saturn holds the scythe, the sickle, right? Because that represents how we were cut off from God's love. Because that's all this is. A dark love story. That's why Earth is an anagram for heart. See, here's the Kabbalistic tree of life. This is death, but it's also your heart. You see how it's been ripped out of your chest? And that's really great to the people that say, love is an evil word because it's evil spelled backwards. That's terrific. So now we don't even show it to each other. We don't show each other love, really. And now we're not going to talk about it either. We're not even going to say it. How's that working out for everybody? I mean, seriously, how is it working out? Do we have to even look that far anymore to see what we're doing to each other? No one finds it ironic that the world has never been more connected, but humanity has never been more disconnected? That shit makes me sick. It really, really does when you hear people say stuff like that. It pisses me off. And here's the spoon. The shovel. Sure, you've been told don't shovel it in when you eat real fast or whatever, or you've heard someone being told that. So what are you going to do now? Are you going to dig yourself deeper into the pit? Or are you going to dig yourself out of the pit? And then my personal favorite, the fork, right? We've been talking about. There's the split. There's duality. Just because you can't see a path laid out here in the middle for you doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So, I had a good comment. I agree with it. That the prison guards don't even need to do their job to keep us here because we do it ourselves. Yeah, and that's true. I agree. But what I don't agree with is that how people out there like to point fingers and talk smack. It's a tough road, man. It really is. And it's amazing that there are people out there that point fingers and ridicule you because, well, they just think you should be further along than what you are. You know what? You ain't got any right to do that to anybody. And the fact that you do that says 2 things to me. That you don't understand the big picture or you're being paid to say that.